Hello guys, this is Chitrank Dixit and this is my very first video on Introduction to Web Development using Python Django. So this tutorial wants you to be well aware of Python. If you haven't learned Python yet, you should first learn Python programming and then come back to this tutorial series. Alright, so we'll begin with a little introduction to Python Django. So Python Django is the web framework designed and written in Python. It is an awesome framework because you get the power of Python, and Python has lots of open source libraries. It has a wider community to help you out, and Django has super awesome documentation. You can find anything you want on djangoproject.com. It's pretty cool. Alright, so just start the web development using Python. So I'll show you the terminal. So this is the terminal. I hope it's being visible properly. Yeah, now it's visible. So as you can see, this is our terminal, and the best practice is to make a virtual environment for your Python application. So if you have ever used Python applications before and followed the good practices, you might have find some of the virtual environment involved. So in this as well, we'll use virtual environment or virtual wrapper. So use make virtual environment Django test. It's making the virtual environment, and yes, it has made the virtual environment named Django test. Now if I'll type with pip, so it gives you the location of the pip that is residing inside our virtual environment, not at the pip which is residing to the global level. Alright, so this means if we'll run pip and install Python modules using pip, those all of the modules would go inside our virtual environment. So most of the settings in our systems won't get reflected. Okay, so just install Python Django. So I'll use pip install Django. And yes, it has installed Python Django 1.8 version. Alright, so to create a new project in Python Django, we'll use django admin.py start project space name of the project. So the name would be the first site. When I'll hit enter, it has created the very first project for me. So you can see the directory structure of the Django project. So this is the directory structure of the Django project, as you can see. And let's navigate inside this. So if you'll have the Sublime text, it's better to use that. Alright, so this is the first site named project. So here you'll find manage.py, settings, and URLs. So these are three main files that we need to change sometimes. Manage.py won't require much change, but settings.py and urls.py would require lots of change over the time when you'll make the application. Alright, so in settings.py you can define all of the settings related to our Django project. So which hosts we are allowing that should use our Django project, what are some of the pre-built installed apps into our Django project, what are the middlewares involved, where are the templates residing, and which database we are using. Suppose it's using the SQLite database, We can also use other database by changing the settings.py database settings. You can have language code, time zone, internationalization, localization, and at last the uh, URL root URL of the static files are CSS, JS, and images file. All right, and the next file is urls.py. So in urls.py, we'll specify our URLs. So after the host name, there are some of the routing involved. So suppose localhost colon 8000 slash admin would open up the admin panel that Django has. It automatically builds up an admin panel for you. We'll see the quick demo in a very short time. Alright, so this is all about settings.py, urls.py, and manage.py. Manage.py is actually responsible for running servers, making migrations, and collecting the statics and so on. So just go to the terminal again and I'll run my project. Python manage.py run server. When I hit enter, it would run my server on localhost colon 8000. Just go to the Chrome and open a new tab into that, and here we can see, yo, it's great, our Python app is running perfectly. So here you can see the congratulations message, and before that we can see a warning in red: you have unapplied migrations, your app may not work properly until they are applied. Okay, so what happens at the very first time using a Django? If we'll try to use the admin, we won't get to see the admin because we have not generated any tables, any relations that are involved to run admin panel. Similarly, we won't be allowed for most of the app's features. So before that, we need to run make migrations. Oops, it's migrate. So just use Python manage.py migrate. When I hit enter, it would create some of the relations into our SQLite database. So I'll run again the run server, Python manage.py run server. Now no warning is specified over here. I'll simply reload the page, and as you can see, I am seeing the Django's administration panel. It's very cool, but I cannot sign in to this. Suppose my username is Chitrank, password is Chitrank as well. I'll log in into this, so it would say that user is not found because we have not. So there is one more command, Python manage.py create super user, and when I hit enter, it would ask me for the username, email address, and the password. And it has created super user successfully. Now when I run my server again, and I try to log in, I am successfully logged in to Django administration panel. Here I can see users, so there is only one user in our site right now, so uh, I'm having a view of only one user. I can also add user groups where I can allow some of the permission to the users and so on. So this is the very first basic little introduction of Python Django. Hope you've enjoyed this session and hope you have learned something new. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.